forgive and forget and just accept and love unconditionally, And I don't know, man. Things just keep coming up. I keep hearing things and kind of just hurts. And I know I'd probably do it to myself, but I'm just asking for maybe a little bit of your advice, man. What do you think? Maybe what can I do to just get outside of myself, to stop putting myself in the center of the universe, and just love.
Dude, that's a great question, man. Wow. What can I do to just love, bro? Man, if that was our national anthem, man, I bet we would all be in a different place, or especially our international anthem as well. Yeah, I think, there's some things like it's easy for me to say, right? Like I've made some mistakes in this realm, man. I was jealous. I kind of created unrealistic expectations for people that they could never live up to. And I would hold like old stuff against girlfriends. Yeah, I've done that. Like stuff they can't even how can people can't do time travel? They can't go change something. And so if I'm holding something like that against somebody, and I know that they can't change it, then it really says something about me, And I need to make a choice. Do I either can I really not live with it? Or am I just afraid of like what other people will think? If I date somebody that's had like different past partners or this or that, what are they going to think? I was always like, well, what would other people think of this girl I'm dating? What would other people think of her? Man, I lost some good opportunities because of that. Now, instead of what would I think, what do I think? And maybe what if it's like, hey, I'm gonna be the person, so you don't have to. Like, I wonder, did she even want to like live in something, like if she was like out and about, or if it's a girl and a guy was out and about, like maybe they didn't even really want to be living that way. And maybe now you're like this thing, you're this person, you're finally this person that's gonna be like, I'm gonna make sure they don't have like I'm gonna be there for them no matter what, so they don't have to, they don't ever have to like put themselves out there like that again. They're going to be fulfilled, right? They're going to know that I'm here for them. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if that's crazy to say. I haven't had success doing that, but I'm just thinking, man, what if we were like, what if we were the kind of boyfriends that it was like, oh, I'm not going to be like that. I'm not going to hold your past against you. I'm going to make sure that you have somebody that's going to be right there. I'm going to make sure you don't ever have to live that way again if you don't want to, that you don't have to operate in these certain circles if you don't want to, I don't know. That's tough, dude. I wasn't good at it, man. I would just be like, because it gave me something, always this little extra card of like, oh, why I can be upset, right? It gave me a chance to have one foot out of the relationship. That's the truth. That's the truth, bro. But imagine if you could be like, I'm going to be the person so this girl doesn't ever have to worry again. They don't ever have to worry if they're going to have somebody's going to be there for them. They don't ever have to like give themselves away to an environment they're not sure about. They don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be this man that they've been needing. So, I don't know, man. I'm not preaching at you. I'm just thinking out loud. What if the calendar did that to us, right? What if the calendar, and I don't know who owns the calendar or whatever, probably Bezos or Lutnick or whatever. But what if the calendar, like you'd had a day years ago that wasn't good, right? Or you'd had a week years ago that wasn't even that good, right? And what if the calendar just suddenly like made you relive it, like life's going a certain way, and now the calendar is like, oh, I'm throwing in 2011 at you. It was a Wednesday, remember that? Bam. And you're like, what the fuck? This was so long, I got to do this? So that's kind of what I was doing when I was acting like that. I was like, what about this old thing, this old day, this old relationship? Why don't we live that shit again? Why don't we go through that shit again? Because I really didn't want there to be enough. I wanted a reason that this wasn't going to work. That's what I wanted. But it's not really what I wanted. What I really wanted was I wanted it to work. But I was afraid to commit to it. I was afraid to commit to it. So let me keep bringing these old things along. Let me keep bringing these old hurdles. But one day somebody will get tired of jumping over those with you, bro, and then you're just standing there with a bunch of old hurdles and shit. Just like a PE coach that's out of work that's been, just using in their car at lunch or whatever. And that shit. So anyway, I don't know if that helps or not, bro. But man, what if we could all be brave enough